Hey, it's Wednesday, time for another Action Figure Adventures video here on SEO Tour Review. Today, Baby Skeletor and I are taking a look at two GI Joe Collectors Club exclusive figures. These guys are part of the Figure Subscription Service 6. We've got Special Action Force Officer, Captain Skip, and Ninja Commando Dojo. Captain Skip comes from the Action Force toy line, which was a toy line in the UK made by Palitoy that started out looking like Star Wars figures as far as articulation goes, and then eventually adopting GI Joe molds from Hasbro to continue and flesh out its line. So this is a character we never saw here in the United States, and this is probably the character's first time to be articulated like this. I will probably be referring to him as Z-Force Captain because that's what his original figure was called, and Captain Skip is a ridiculous name. Dojo is a goofy ninja from Ninja Force who's never gotten any respect in his entire life. Pause it here to read Dojo's bio. Here's the two figures out of the package, and I'm going to start by saying this is not my favorite month's worth of figures from the Collectors Club. The Z-Force Captain comes in an all green and black camo uniform. He has a red beret. He's got some black web gear and a cool black machine gun. He also comes with a little zipline tool thing that doesn't function. And he comes with a flagpole with a British flag on it. The flag is basically cardboard. We've seen this a couple other times. In this toy line, there was a Duke figure that came with this flag, and the club used it for Admiral Keelhaul for his aircraft carrier flag. It's an okay accessory, but the flagpole and the non-working zipline-y thing, I don't know, just give me another gun or something and keep that garbage. The figure itself looks great. It looks just like the Z-Force Captain. Right here, I'll splice in some footage of him. This is Z-Force Captain. One of the captains is missing his Z-Force badge. I don't know if that's a variant or it just got rubbed off. Alright, we're back from that. He looks good. I don't know how much desire there is for a Z-Force Captain from American GI Joe fans. I know there's some people that are into the international stuff. He does have the little Z-Force logo on him at a couple spots. Guess they wanted to make use of that tampo since they made it up. Like I said, he's not a bad figure. I don't know, what role people are going to give him in their GI Joe universe. Do people like the international figures? I do like that the Collectors Club's willing to take some risks and willing to make some characters that aren't from the original Real American Hero line. I know what's popular and what's a little more fringe, but it does make it hard to subscribe when you're getting a lot of these international variants if you're not into that kind of thing. For me, the most interesting Action Force figures are the really weird stuff like Mutton and then the repainted GI Joes. So I can see the reason to make an Action Force figure in this line, but I'm not sure the Z-Force Captain is the most exciting one to do. The figure turned out good, though. Towards the end of the GI Joe toy line, Hasbro felt the need to create lots of sub-teams to create a story, a backdrop for the GI Joe toys, since they did not have a cartoon to kind of sell the toys for them. And one of those sub-teams was Ninja Force. So GI Joe went from having Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow as the main ninjas, and, maybe a few other people knew some karate, martial arts, Quick Kick, and Scarlet maybe, to suddenly having tons of ninjas. Dojo, and Nunchuck, and all the rest of them. Slice and Dice, Ginsu. And Dojo is one of the weirdest. He's like a bald dude with a ponytail, and his original figure had rooted hair, so like doll hair coming out of the back for the ponytail. All the Ninja Force guys had these like cloth ribbons hanging off their belts and built-in action features, like a karate chop or a kick kind of thing. It hurt the articulation, and it wasn't really a very good addition to the GI Joe brand. I'm not opposed to ninjas in GI Joe, but it was overkill. I think the only Ninja Force figure I bought as a kid was Snake Eyes. I kind of wanted to get the Scarlet because I didn't own a Scarlet, because the only Scarlet figure they ever made came out in '82. But she just looked terrible. So here we have our update of Dojo. He's wearing blue and yellow, like the original figure. This is pretty much just a Storm Shadow repaint for the most part. He comes with a bunch of blue accessories, which is true to the Ninja Force figures. They all came with a little tree of multicolored weapons. Each character had a different color. And, so, at least these have some paint apps to them. Here is his sickle weapon. I don't know what these things are called. but you get the sickle and the separate handle so you can swing it around. I tucked into his back here, even though they're not actual holsters. Here's his katana and his, I don't know what you call this thing. Larry Hama, the writer of the GI Joe comic, did treat Ninja Force pretty well in the comics, but he was a pretty big fan of ninjas in the comics in general. And he gave them a role that worked out pretty well. I didn't research it, but I'm pretty sure the head might be the only original part on this figure. I feel like Dojo is a better update of the figure when you're not looking at the vintage figure. He has the right elements, the right colors, kind of in the right places, but when you go and compare him to the original figure, you go, they really cheaped out on this guy. This pair of figures offers up two decent action figures of two not that interesting characters, in my opinion. They're okay. If I had been buying the subscription, figure by figure, I would have skipped both of these guys probably, and I don't think I would have been that disappointed not owning them. Thanks for watching this Action Figure Adventures video. Do Baby Skeletor a favor, hit that like and subscribe button.